Is World War III inevitable? Are we on the brink of a global conflict? These questions haunt us. The world watches with bated breath. Tensions are rising. Military activities are increasing. Alliances are shifting. Experts fear the worst. Is the clock ticking down to a devastating World War III? The answer is not simple. There are no guarantees. However, there are signs. These signs are worrying. We cannot ignore them. We must understand the risks. We must prepare for the worst. But we must also hope for the best. It's easy to feel helpless. The situation seems dire, but we are not powerless. We can educate ourselves. We can demand better from our leaders. We must strive for peace. The future of humanity might depend on it. The world is a powder keg. Tensions are running high. Global powers are flexing their muscles. Military budgets are ballooning. Military exercises are becoming more frequent. There is a palpable sense of unease. The rhetoric is becoming increasingly bellicose. World leaders are exchanging threats. Accusations are flying. Mistrust is growing. The diplomatic channels are clogged with misunderstandings and suspicion. Cyber warfare is already a reality. Countries are targeting each other's infrastructure. Espionage is rampant. Propaganda wars are being waged online. The lines between peace and war are becoming increasingly blurred. The situation is volatile. Even a small incident could spiral out of control. The world is holding its breath. Will cooler heads prevail, or are we destined for another devastating global conflict? Imagine a world plunged into darkness. Communication networks go down, financial systems freeze, essential services grind to a halt. This is the potential reality of a cyber attack. And it could be the opening salvo of World War III. Cyber warfare is the new front line. It's silent, invisible, and potentially devastating. A single, well-coordinated attack could cripple a nation's infrastructure. It could sow chaos and panic. It could trigger a chain of events leading to full-blown war. Following the initial cyber chaos, missile strikes could begin. Military bases, government buildings, key infrastructure, all could be targeted. The skies would light up with fiery trails of destruction. The death toll would be catastrophic. The world would watch in horror. The unthinkable would become real. The hope for a peaceful resolution would vanish in a mushroom cloud of fear and despair. Section 4. The devastating impacts of global war. The consequences of World War III are almost too horrific to contemplate. Millions, perhaps billions of lives would be lost. Cities would be reduced to rubble. Economies would collapse. The very fabric of society would unravel. Imagine a world without food, water, or shelter. Imagine widespread famine, disease, and displacement. Imagine the collapse of law and order, replaced by chaos and anarchy. This is the nightmare scenario that awaits us if we fail to prevent another world war. The environmental consequences would be equally devastating. Nuclear winter, radioactive fallout, climate change accelerated beyond our worst nightmares. The planet itself would be scarred for generations. The human cost is impossible to calculate. The psychological trauma, the loss of loved ones, the shattered dreams of a generation. The world would never be the same. Section 5. Hope for the future. The picture I have painted is bleak, but it's not inevitable. Even in the face of such immense danger, there is always hope. Hope lies in diplomacy. Hope lies in dialogue. Hope lies in the inherent human desire for peace. We must demand our leaders choose diplomacy over conflict. We must hold them accountable for their actions. We must push for peaceful resolutions to international disputes. There is strength in unity. We, the people of the world, must raise our voices in unison. We must say no to war. We must demand a future where peace and cooperation prevail. The task seems daunting, but remember, even the smallest act of courage can spark change. Every voice raised against war is a step towards a more peaceful future. The future is not yet written. Let's write it together. Let's write a future filled with hope. Let's write a future without war. If you believe in a peaceful future, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Siddhishri. Together, we can make a difference.